We've got 4 jets for the Patriots double opposing hit.
Coming up next on Rob on the Road, we'll take off to experience one of America's largest air shows, an annual event celebrating our region's rich aviation heritage. We'll meet decorated American pilots.
I'm kind of a guy that lived his dream.
And an internationally known wingwalker.
Oh, she did it!
And see incomparable aircraft from nearly every era in aeronautic history. And later,
Navy flight, smoke on now.
join me in the co-pilot seat as part of a moving formation of 4 restored World War II aircraft. Rob on the Road starts now.
And now, Rob on the Road, exploring Northern California.
Look at that. That is the Patriots Precision Jet Team at the California Capitol Air Show. We're taking you to Mather Airport on Rob on the Road. Look up.
There are roughly 350 air shows performed in this country every year. That's an average of almost 1 a day. And one of the largest and fastest growing is the California Capitol Air Show, held every fall at Mather Airport in Sacramento. This spectacular event can see upwards of 100,000 spectators over a 2-day weekend. And that large fan base helps draw some of the best performers on the air show circuit. Organizing and managing an event of this magnitude isn't easy. It takes an army of volunteers nearly 2 years to put one of these shows together.
Well, we have found the engine for you here behind all the planes at the California Capitol Air Show. It's Darcy Brewer. Good to see you, Darcy.
Oh, happy to have you here, Rob.
Yeah, this is awesome. And I tell you what, this blows my mind. You don't just come here to watch planes.
No, there's a lot more than just the airplanes flying, that's for sure.
Tell me about what an experience this is for people, because you get so up close to these massive planes that you see right now flying through the sky. Just walk me through the experience.
Well, it's not just about watching it fly, which is like will take your breath away. It's about once they land or before they fly, meeting the pilots and getting up close to the airplanes and taking a cool selfie and learning what service that plane performs, what role it played in our nation's history.
You mentioned how you can get so up close to these planes. There are many that you can walk up and touch.
And sit in and
sit
climb
in
on.
and climb in.
Yeah. The air show really isn't about just aviation. It's about inspiring a kid to just reach for something, anything that just sparks their imagination to want to succeed and want to be a part of changing the world, making it a better place to live, especially here in our community. I love it here, and I want all the kids to see and touch everything and find what they love and feel the same way about their job that I do.
I've seen lots of veterans around here today.
Yes.
Some being pushed in wheelchairs by
Right.
their children, and it really moves you.
It does. We're honoring World War II veterans this year, and we really didn't think we'd find that many of them, but it turns out there's 115 people who changed the course of history 70, 75 years ago, and they're all out here. So
I had the privilege of meeting Colonel Bud Anderson,
my favorite.
who is a friend of yours.
A friend of mine, yes. A very humble man, served. He was a World War II triple ace, and you know, in World War II, I don't think a lot of people that haven't had close-up exposure to it, I don't think they understand these were 18, 20, 22-year-old kids leaving their small towns. Bud is from Newcastle, California, leaving their town and going across the pond and, you know, fearless and not really knowing what they were getting into.
If you ever wanted to meet a living legend, then you need to meet Colonel Bud Anderson. Raised on a farm near Auburn, California, Bud was one of more than 16 million Americans who fought in World War II. During his amazing 30-year career in the Air Force, he's been decorated a staggering 25 times, including 2 Legion of Merits, 5 Distinguished Flying Crosses, the Bronze Star, 16 Air Medals, the French Legion of Honor, and the French Croix de Guerre. It's no wonder he's given a hero's welcome.
Colonel Bud Anderson, good to see you. And what an honor.
Thank you.
What an honor. And what an entrance.
Oh yeah, flight from nowhere. Huh?
Not bad, huh?
That's the way to come to an air show.
You were in World War II from 42 to the end.
Oh yeah.
And you are a triple ace.
Correct.
Responsible for shooting down more than 15 enemy aircraft in the air.
In the air, yeah.
What does it mean to hear that said back to you?
I was pretty lucky, maybe.
That's what I thought. Tell me about your plane.
I flew the P-51 Mustang. That made a significant impact on the war in Europe.
You know, I just have to say something to you. You know more than anyone that we are losing such a large number of veterans every day from World War II in this country, and the numbers are shocking. So thank you for everything you've done.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Barnstorming was a term coined in the Roaring '20s, when the government found itself with a surplus of World War I biplane trainers called Jennies. They sold these planes off to pilots returning from the war for pennies on the dollar. And the pilots, in turn, traveled the country, hopping from one farmer's field or barn to the next, selling rides and performing stunt shows, all for a fee, of course. And the one stunt that always left audiences begging for more was when a performer would climb out of the cockpit and walk along the wing while the plane was in flight. Today, almost 100 years later, people are still wing walking. I caught up with internationally known wing walker Carol Pylan as she was preparing for her performance. Holder of numerous records, her motto, "Throttle it up, baby," describes her to a T.
Carol, are you for real?
Yes, I absolutely am. 100% real.
I believe you.
100%. I'm all here, buddy.
Okay, so you are legitimately a wing walker.
I am legitimately, got the website that says so. All official.
When it's up in the air, you are too.
Yes.
How in the world do you feel when you do this?
Oh, I feel like Superman.
Or Superwoman?
Look, when I take off, I'm actually in this position right here on the wires.
Okay, wait a minute. Are you for real?
Yeah. Absolutely. If I take my head and just turn it up and over here, I lose all reference to the airplane in my peripheral vision. Stick out an arm, you're Superman.
So you literally fly up there like a bird.
You bet. Actually, I hang on like a son of a gun. He does the flying, I do the hanging on.
And do you go up there?
Absolutely.
Okay, can you show me?
During the routine, I'll be in this position. We'll do a loop.
A loop?
We'll do a hammerhead. And then my pilot will stabilize the airplane and tell me to come in. And when he does, this is what it's going to look like. Over here, bam, bam, back, up on the back of the seat,
And introduce to you
foot in and pull up. Ta-da! Top of the world.
You look amazing up there. you do that?
I hung on really tight.
I see that. I mean, you were up there, talk about a workout,
Yeah,
and literally like Superwoman.
I told you I could fly.
I mean, you're kind of taken aback right now from that, aren't you?
The formation taking off.
That was hard work today.
I see that.
So I'm kind of
All
running on
pretty
empty.
nice.
Okay.
I'll get some water.
All right, well, you look
Juice.
great. You just flew through the air. There's your
Oh,
water.
there you go.
And
What a
you
great
are
guy.
a trooper.
This is
Oh,
very
thank you
cool.
so much.
All right.
Have a jet
Thank
engine
you.
here. The
Thank
F-22
you.
still
We
coming
got the
up.
real life
So,
Superwoman.
I think
Smoking
you
thunder
need to go
ejecting.
next.
No!
You can find everything from wing walkers to solo stunt performers to precision flying teams at the California Capitol Airshow. And then there are the warbirds. Warbird is a term used to describe any vintage military aircraft now operated by civilians. Restored with a passion and a reverence unlike anything I've ever seen, these planes are living, breathing, roaring tributes to the men and women who flew and maintained them so many decades ago. I caught up with my friend Chuck Wall, who is proudly showing off his beautifully restored World War II Navy trainer to warbird legend Steve Hinton. In a few minutes, I'll take to the skies with Chuck in this very plane for an unforgettable sunset formation flight. But first, I had to meet the most famous warbird pilot in the country.
Steve, it's so nice to speak to you today. Tell me about your plane.
Well, I'm here with our P-38 Lightning from Planes of Fame in Chino, California, and it's just one of 10,000 Lightnings they built in World War II. If you can imagine, from the beginning of the war to the end of the war, that 4 or 5 year segment there, they built 10,000 of these out of Lockheed Burbank, and this airplane is just one of 7 flying P-38s left on the whole planet.
Just one of 7.
That's it, yeah. We're really lucky to even have this thing.
You are known all across this country for what you do. What makes you the proudest, though, of what you do?
Well, I just enjoy, well, for me, I love rebuilding airplanes. I love physically getting my hands on them, and I love talking to the people that worked on them and the people that built them and the people that flew them. And
But then, our interview was cut short by the surprise arrival of a legend of another kind.
where did you fly them?
Where?
Yeah.
South Pacific.
South Pacific, yeah? What fighter squadron were you?
I didn't get down to Japan, but I was on my way to Japan when they dropped the bomb. And that's why I'm still alive.
That's still you're alive, yeah, no
I was
kidding.
stationed.
World War II P-38 pilot Blake Center was brought to an emotional reunion with his past.
That's cool.
And
That's good.
the type of fighter he flew in 70 years ago.
Nice to meet you.
Want to walk around? It is bigger than I imagined. Yeah, it is.
You know, actually, I've met 4 or 5 guys here that are just sharp as a tack. A couple guys, I swear, could jump right in this thing. You know, unfortunately, he can't. But I mean, even at 90 plus years old, isn't that crazy? That's where the wheels go.
Oh, where do they?
When the wheel retracts, that's where it goes. Guns are out of the nose.
Out the nose. Oh. You want to go underneath there?
What does it, I just have to ask you, what does this make you feel being...
So proud.
I have to say how honored I was to see you walk around this plane and look at it. And I know you don't see it from the perspective that I see it, but it's so touching to see you here.
I'm about to tear up here. I'm about to tear up here.
So am I.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Chuck Wall, good to see you.
Good to see you again, Rob.
Yeah, nice to be out here with you in front of your beautiful plane.
Thank you.
So it's a lot of fun to take up people and show them what it was like to fly the older airplanes and experience what I get to do, fortunately, all the time. To be able to carry on flying these very airplanes that are left over from World War II, it's an honor, quite frankly.
Hey, Navy runway 22 right, taxi via Alpha Bravo, and we'll see if we can fit you in.
Navy flight, taxi via Alpha Bravo to 22 right. Thank you, sir. Okay, Rob, you ready? I'm ready. That is so cool. This is spectacular. You must love this.
Yeah, it's the way life is for me. Wouldn't change it for a world.
Oh wow, look Chuck, they're all forming around.
Yeah, what we're gonna do is an element takeoff.
Navy flight runway 22 right, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 22 right, Navy flight.
Release the brakes.
We're going. Here we go.
So Rob, what we're doing here is a standard formation join-up, and we're going to make a left 270 here. I have my one wingman on my wing that I took off with me, and if you look back behind you, you'll see the other flight of two airplanes.
Oh my gosh, there they are. Okay, that is one of the wildest things I've ever seen.
This is how all your naval aviators trained during World War II, and still to this day.
Look at that. I can't believe how close everybody is. That is so much skill, Chuck.
Well, these guys have been doing it an awful long time. It's a lot of fun. It's a passion. It's something that everybody takes very professionally.
All right, guys, nice join up, by the way. Looked just perfect. Great job. Chuck, why is this formation and why was this formation so important when it comes to training?
Well, we can do this entire flight without using a radio. It's very important that everything is structured and everybody knows what's going on. And you can take 4 airplanes and go out on patrol. You can go out into a bombing mission or a fighter mission, and you have plenty of friends to help you out when things turn bad. And now what I'm going to do is give an airplane signal, not a hand signal, to go in trail. So you'll find that the guy on my left here is going to go back behind me. As soon as the yellow airplane and the silver airplane move it back farther.
This is honestly one of the most spectacular things I have ever seen.
We have a lot of fun doing this. I'm glad you're enjoying it. So you probably can't see it back behind you, Rob, but what I got is basically a daisy chain of airplanes behind me. And as lead, you want to make all your turns and maneuvers very gentle because you've got 3 other airplanes flying off of you. So very quick, abrupt actions are really not the best thing to do because it'll catch your wingman off guard.
Are these techniques still taught today?
Yes, from the Air Force, the Marines, and the Navy, all branches of service still practice, train and practice all these maneuvers, and they're still used in combat sorties to this very day.
Navy flight, smoke on now. Smoke off now. I can't help but think about the moving history right now. This plane was used back during World War II. It saw some really tough times, and now look what it is used for, such beauty and enjoyment.
Yeah, thousands and thousands of aviators went through training in this very airplane to learn how to take off and land on an aircraft carrier, do airwork maneuvers, instrument training, and when they finally checked out and got their wings, they were given a fighter and sent off to war.
So we're sitting here, the canopy's open. We're literally in open air. And it just feels so peaceful, Chuck.
It's the way it ought to be, Rob. Our next maneuver we're going to do, Rob, is called a break up and rejoin. Navy flight, smoke on, now. Smoke off, now, and I'm kissing the brake. Here's our brake. We're going to pull 2 Gs, 180-degree turn. Oh my God! See your smoke off the left? I'm going to roll level. And now we wait for the 4 airplanes to check in and trail.
I was not expecting that.
And we're going to go to the right. And now watch what everybody does off the right-hand wing. The blue airplane is going to come right up the line of string here to us and just park it right on the wing and sit there. The yellow airplane is going to come right up on his wing and then scoot right underneath and right to the outside of the turn. There he goes, crossing under. And the number 4 airplane follows the yellow airplane because he is the wingman for that element lead. Wow!
Do you think about those veterans when you're up here? I know I do.
Oh, all the time. My grandfather flew in World War II. My dad flew in Vietnam. And I've spent my entire life in an aviation career, and I only hope someday my son and daughter decide they want to continue flying, whether it's military or civilian. Okay, we got our gear down, the lock, gas is on the right tank, and the flaps are down, airspeed's checked.
And Navy flight runway 22 right, clear land.
Clear land, 22 right, Navy flight. Thank you, sir. Wow, 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 wow.
One, two, three.
Welcome to the California Capital Airshow! Woo! Welcome to the California Capital Airshow.
Are you scared?
Of this? Yeah. No, I'm a little afraid of you, though.
Thanks for coming out, and thanks for coming to the California Capital Airshow.
To order a DVD copy of this program, call 888-814-3923 or visit robontheroad.org.